I've been riding now for a couple months on these Continental GP 5000 tubeless tires, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about going tubeless on a road bike. Well, my first impressions when I was riding was that it was a little bit mushy because I'm a little bit heavier rider. I'm probably fat by cycling standards, but I was definitely at the lower end of the pressure spectrum. It felt kind of mushy. That's the only word I could really think of. So I played around with the pressures for a couple weeks and I found my sweet spot, and it's kind of at the higher end. It's my only option. Otherwise, it just feels a little bit too mushy to me. And that would vary based on the rider. So, you know, as I lose weight, I could probably reduce the pressure a little bit and it feel a lot better. But the overall feel of these tires is pretty good once you dial in your optimal pressure. But like I said, you're gonna have to play around with that until you find your sweet spot. As far as traction is concerned, I don't really see a big difference between just regular GP 5000s and the tubeless. But running at lower pressures, I think you have more surface contact with the lower pressure, which definitely probably improves your traction a little bit. There's a ton of debate on whether it's even worth going tubeless on a road bike, because it's usually more common in the mountain bike world. But I will tell you right now, because I've been riding these things for the last couple months, put a ton of miles on them, I absolutely think it is totally worth your money. And I'll tell you why. Puncture protection. When I ran tube tires, I swear I'd get at least a flat a week. I mean, yeah, I have pretty bad luck, but I've been riding these for over 2 months now, not one flat. It is absolutely amazing. And for that in itself, I think makes it totally worth it. I've hit a couple potholes really, really hard, where if I was running tubes, there's no doubt in my mind I would have had a flat. But with this tubeless setup, I just kept on going. It was absolutely amazing. One thing I have noticed running these tubeless tires is that the pressure loss is much quicker. You could do a ride one day and then check your pressure the next day and it is down by like half. So there's definitely more pressure loss running tubeless. So maybe it's a combination of pressure on the tires and ever so slight pressure loss from the bead and the sealant. So that's definitely one thing you need to really stay on top of. Installation was pretty rough, especially my first time, but with that being said, I think the rewards were definitely there, because I've been riding for over 2 months now, not a flat, knock on wood. But if you care about puncture protection and riding longer without having to fix a flat, then this is definitely the way to go. So if you feel it's too much of a challenge to set up a tubeless tire, have your bike shop do it, because I think you will definitely enjoy the puncture protection. And I'm gonna say it over and over, puncture protection. It is amazing. I hate changing flats, and every time I get a puncture or a flat, I'm like in the worst part of town, tons of traffic, there's no trees, no shade, sweating my butt off. And it's like the most inopportune situation when I get a flat. All right, so pros. If anything else, the one thing that makes it absolutely worth it is the puncture protection. Did I say puncture protection? Puncture protection. Number one, makes it totally worth doing. And if you have the means, I highly recommend it. You could run at lower pressures. Obviously, I'm a little bit of a heavier rider, so I don't really have that luxury, but I'm trying to lose weight. So as I lose weight, I can lower my pressures and hopefully improve my ride comfort. So that's gonna be huge. Cons, definitely the cost. If you don't have rims that are tubeless compatible, that's an extra cost in itself. The whole setup is definitely more expensive, so that's a factor to take into consideration. It's definitely harder to set up, at least it was for me, and it's potentially pretty messy with the sealant. Not really sure if it's a con, but you're definitely gonna stay on top of your pressure because you're gonna have much quicker pressure loss running tubeless. And if you do happen to get a flat, have an inner tube with you. That'll get you home, because if you don't have a tube, that could be pretty bad, and that would be a big con. So I think I covered everything, and I know I repeated a few things more than once. Puncture protection, puncture protection. Now this is a little bit of an impromptu video. I really wanted to get this out there. I have a few videos in production and it takes me a little bit longer because I'm the whole package. I do the filming, I do my editing, I do everything. So I really needed to get some content out there, and I think this one was a really important video. So especially if you're thinking about going tubeless, and please help a small YouTuber. Please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and hit the bell to get notification of new videos. I really appreciate it. I put a lot of effort into all my videos, so I really appreciate you supporting my channel. So until next time, peace out everybody. Have a great day.